Hello and welcome to day 54. Today is a workout day. In fact, it is the last workout for the week before you get your 2 active recovery grow days. So check out the workouts, see what you're supposed to hit, read your logbook, find out what numbers you have to beat this week, get in there and get it done. So for the past few days, I have been traveling and visiting family for the holidays. So I wanted to do a little recap in this video on what my travel looks like, how I stay on routine with my diet and exercise while still being able to enjoy the time of the travel without stress, and how you can apply the same if you find yourself in a similar situation. Now, visiting with your family and friends should obviously not be a burden or something that you stress too much over, though I know on occasion family reunions can be stressful. It should be a blessing, a time you get to spend with your loved ones. So I encourage you to view it as such. Don't get so wrapped up in having to be absolutely perfect on your nutrition and your workouts that it causes you to stress and resent the time with your family. Make sure that you stay as true as you can to the plan. So I'm going to show you how you can stay true to the plan, continue to pack on the muscle while being able to enjoy whatever travels you or the family are doing this year. So let me hit on the 3 main points that occur when you are traveling. The first being obviously the trip itself. In my case, I was an airplane flight super early in the morning. We had to be to the airport at 5 a.m. for our 6 a.m. flight. So woke up at 4, made sure that all my clothes were obviously packed, but also made sure enough food was packed to lead up to the point where we would be landing and I would be able to access more food. So for me, that was 2 meals. I packed my hard-boiled eggs that I could bring to the airport, as well as a small Tupperware container of cream of wheat. So that's my usual breakfast. I was able to stick to that. And then I also packed my protein oats, which is super easy, just in another container that I was able to take on my carry-on and bring with me into the plane. The plus side to traveling by plane is usually the flight is shorter, so you shouldn't need to pack or prepare more than 2 or 3 meals to get you to your next destination, unless, of course, you're traveling across the world. If you're traveling by car, it's even easier, especially if you have an ice box or a cooler where you can just throw a few meals in, or even a lunchbox with a cold pack where you can throw a few meals, a couple protein shakes in there, and eat as needed on the road. Rinse and repeat for the flight or drive back home, and you're good to go on the traveling aspect. So let's move into number 2, which is specifically the nutrition. How should you eat while you're actually there visiting with the family or friends or at whatever business conference you may be attending? Whenever you arrive at your new destination, I encourage you as soon as conveniently possible to get yourself to a grocery store so that you can prepare your food. If you prepare ahead of time, you'll be much more likely to succeed in sticking to the plan. So that might be as soon as you land, you go from the airport to the store and then to wherever you're staying. That would be the ideal scenario. If for some reason you have to go straight to meetings, make sure you either bring some meals or protein shakes ahead of time so that as soon as you get out of work upon landing, you are able to get to the grocery store. From there, it's just a matter of picking out as close to the food options that you have on the plan while still being able to be convenient, especially if you're in a hotel room. So for me, for example, since I wasn't really able to make rice and big chicken breasts, that was not convenient, I bought canned chicken and I had that with minute heat up cups of rice. I brought protein powder with me, so that was super easy to make with the oatmeal and the peanut butter. And then for breakfast, I was able to just get a few dozen eggs, so I was able to stick to my eggs and cream of wheat in the morning. Now, this is made easier by the fact that this is a 12-week blueprint to muscle. We are looking to pack on muscle and mass. So I was not as concerned about being super strict with the diet. So I was able to stick to my nutrition plan for the first 4 meals of the day. And then the final meal was the dinner with the family, where I allowed myself to eat within reason whatever was prepared and I enjoyed. So, for example, dinner with my wife's family, my wife's dad, my father-in-law, made an amazing prime rib and some roasted potatoes and some broccoli. So pretty much what I would have for dinner anyway, but tasted 1,000 times better. It was absolutely delicious. I devoured that prime rib. The potatoes were amazing. The broccoli was amazing. And then I had a small piece of strawberry shortcake for dessert. So very similar to what I would eat on a normal day of mass building anyway, just enjoyed the extra deliciousness. Then for dinner the next day with my family, I enjoyed bibimbap. They ordered a big portion of kind of buffet style bibimbap, which was absolutely delicious. So for those of you who don't know what bibimbap is, it is basically the Korean version of Chipotle, where you can make your own bowl with different ingredients, such as marinated chicken or steak, rice or sweet potato noodles, and different vegetables. So I made a big bowl of sweet potato noodles with marinated steak and then vegetables on top of that. Absolutely delicious. And again, a small piece of dessert. So very, very similar again to what I would normally eat with the steak and potatoes for my final meal, just that much yummier. So that goes to show you, as long as you plan ahead of time, it can be very easy to stick to your nutrition regimen while still enjoying your meals and your time with the family and friends. Of course, if you need extra help with this, you can always reach out to me and I would be happy to give you some more recommendations. Now let's tackle the final aspect of traveling while sticking to the plan, and that would be the exercise or the workout itself. Now, I highly encourage you to get some form of activity each and every day while you're there, just to stay on track with that. So whether the weather is nice and you're going outside and can go for a brisk walk or do an active activity with the family, I would highly encourage that. And if you have a workout scheduled while you are there, I would highly encourage you to get to the gym and get that workout in so you can stay true to your plan. This trip, I actually did not. So we took off Thursday and we stayed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with our families. So Friday was the scheduled workout day while we were there, and then we could work out when we landed back Sunday morning in Tampa. Now Friday I had planned and was able to work out if I chose it. However, my joints had been starting to hurt a little bit over the past couple of days. My central nervous system was tired and fatigued, so I gave myself the option and planned that and prepared that ahead of time to see how I would feel on Friday. I made the decision ahead of time that if I felt energetic and gung-ho, everything felt good, I would go to the gym, so I had that time slot scheduled out. Your family and friends will just have to understand if you really want to make that gym session appointment. However, when I woke up Friday, my joints still were a little tired and my central nervous system was fatigued, so I made the choice and the decision to go ahead and give myself an extra day of rest on that Friday and then get back into routine when we landed on Sunday. So if you have to get that gym session in, make sure you schedule it and plan it. Find the gym close to where you're going to be at. Make sure you research their rates for day passes or guest passes or whatever it may be, and stick to that appointment. If you do have planned to take that time off or your body needs a little extra recovery for a few days, that is perfectly fine too. Just plan ahead of time that that's what you're going to do so you don't feel guilty for missing a workout, because if it is planned and needed, it's not actually skipping a workout. It's giving your body what it needs to recover and grow so that when you do get back to the gym in the next couple of days, you feel fresher, stronger, and more ready than ever to continue to progress. But I did make sure to get a walk every day, and on the final night that we were there, I got to go square dancing and line dancing for a couple hours with my family and their friends, and that was absolutely a blast. 2 hours of high-paced intensity cardio, just swinging around the room to some good old country music. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's video. I hope you found it helpful and informative, some of these tips for traveling. If you do have any other questions regarding this, feel free to leave a comment down below and I will get to it as soon as I can. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day, crush that lift, and I will see you in the next video.